What's up, Spud Nation? Week 12 NFL action, fantasy football playoffs are right around the corner. I appreciate you all checking out the show, getting the best rankings in the business, asking me the questions that you need answered to get above the hump. Guys, get your optimal lineups in there and let's win some games. Get hot right before the playoffs. That's how we got to do it. Guys, you know how to get at me. Craig, C-R-A-I-G, at thesportscouch.com. You know my YouTube. You see me on Twitter, at thesportscouch. That's my handle. You see me tweeting all the time. Injury updates, anything you need to know. Check me out on Facebook. I have the Sports Couch page. My website, www.thesportscouch.com. All the avenues you need to ask me questions. Spud Nation, I appreciate you guys checking me out. Without you, I am nothing. And for those of you out there in Spud Nation who have bought consulting packages, I appreciate it. Guys, all the packages are listed on the website. Very good pricing, and you get great benefit. So check it out. Let me know what you need, and I'm here to help. Lastly, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy a bunch of football on Thanksgiving with your families. Stay safe and enjoy the holidays. All right, quarterback action. Here we go. Number 1, Aaron Rodgers taking on the Giants. Rodgers is a great matchup right there. Number 1, Aaron Rodgers. 2, Drew Brees. Very difficult game, playing a tough defense. Give him a start, though. It's Drew Brees. He scores points. Number 3, Tom Brady. 4, Peyton Manning. And number 5, Matt Ryan. That's your usual top 5. It's where these guys live. They go out there and they put up numbers. Most weeks, more times than not, they'll be top scorers. Number 6, Josh Freeman. This guy is legit. I've been talking about him for over a month now. He's putting up very consistent numbers, and he is my quarterback right now. So, Josh Freeman, a great start. Number 7, RG3. I had him in the top 10 last week. He came back, and he looked amazing. Completing passes, he didn't even beat people with his legs. He just went out there, looked solid, and RG3, very, very viable fantasy football quarterback. Number 8, Andrew Luck. Number 9, Andy Dalton. Dalton has a very, very favorable matchup this week. I have guys ranked above him. I had a question come in about Josh Freeman or Andy Dalton. Who do I want more? I'm going Josh Freeman. Freeman, he's putting up more consistent numbers. I know that Dalton continues to shine. He puts up 2 touchdowns. I'm just going Josh Freeman based on the amount of throws he's going to attempt. They're going to be in a hard-fought matchup. Cincinnati should be winning by a bunch, and Cincinnati likes to give the ball to BenJarvus Green-Ellis around the goal line, limiting that goal line value for Andy Dalton. So, question, Freeman, Dalton, going Freeman. Number 10, Matthew Stafford. Number 11, Carson Palmer. Any guy that throws the ball 40 to 50 times a game is going to give you production. Number 12, Cam Newton. Number 13, welcome to the list, and I'm going Chad Henne. You heard me, Chad Henne, Jacksonville Jaguars. He gets the nod this week. He looked fantastic when he came in the game last week. Henne, very risky play, but I loved what he did last week. Spread the ball around, looked very solid, and against a very good defense. Phillip Rivers, number 14. Number 15, Tony Romo. 16, Ryan Fitzpatrick. 17, Matt Schaub. I know, coming off that gigantic game last week, the bottom line is the Texans are a running football team. They'll continue to run the ball. Matt Schaub is a secondary thought. He'll throw a touchdown to Owen Daniels. It was nice to see him get Andre Johnson involved last week, but at the end of the day, Houston's going to play defense, and they're going to run the ball. Also, it looks like Ben Tate is back, so they're going to have Arian Foster, Ben Tate, 2 great running backs, and they're going to attack you with the run. Eli Manning, number 18. Coming off a bye, this is a time where Eli Manning is either going to shine or he's going to continue to stink really badly. So we'll see which Eli Manning shows up. Number 19, Alex Smith. Tons of quarterback controversy. Who knows who's going to start in San Francisco? Right now, I'm just going to assume it's Alex Smith. And with that being said, he is probably not a starter for the majority of teams out there. Number 20, Jay Cutler. Again, is he going to start? Is he going to pass his concussion test? We'll see. 21, Joe Flacco. 22, Russell Wilson. 23, Jake Locker. 24, Mark Sanchez. 25, Brandon Weeden. 26, Sam Bradford. 27, whoever is going to be the Cardinals quarterback this week. 28, Matt Castle. 29, Christian Ponder. 30, Ryan Tannehill. 31, it looks like Charlie Batch is the quarterback in Pittsburgh. And 32, Nick Foles. Wow, did he look horrible last week. Running backs. Arian Foster, number 1. Number 2, Doug Martin. Number 3, Stephen Ridley. I can't say enough about Stephen Ridley. I have so many questions. Thank you, ESPN. Talking about trading this guy. I look at Ridley as a top-level running back. He is always in my top 10. He continues to produce. He scored a touchdown last week. Might not have been the huge numbers production that we wanted, but he's still scoring touchdowns each week. He's involved with a high-octane offense and an offense that will not take their foot off the throttle. So Stephen Ridley versus the Jets is a fantastic matchup. Look for Ridley to have a great game and just continue to do what he does. Ridley is on my fantasy football team, and I am holding on to him throughout the playoffs, regardless of what his schedule looks like. Number 4, Adrian Peterson. Taking on the Chicago D. It doesn't matter. Adrian Peterson is the real deal at running back. Number 5, Marshawn Lynch. Number 6, Frank Gore. Number 7, Alfred Morris. He's taking on Dallas. I love his matchup because teams attack that Dallas front 3 or 4, whatever they bring. They are very successful running against the Cowboy D. And now Alfred Morris is on the field, downs 1 through 3. He is now their third down running back, which is great. It keeps all the other running backs off the field. Morris is now catching the ball out of the backfield. And you know what? For those of you who went out and got Morris, this is a great comfort to everybody. I'm one of them. I'm a Morris owner. Shanahan might have found a running back that he actually likes. He's held on to this guy, and now he's increasing his workload. This is absolutely fantastic for Alfred Morris owners. Number 8, Trent Richardson. Number 9, Ray Rice. Number 10, this hurts me to say it, but Chris Johnson is in my top 10. As long as they keep feeding him carries, 20 carries, 16 to 20 carry, that range, Chris Johnson is going to have some value for you. Again, it hurts me to say this because of how horrible he's been, but I can't ignore numbers, and he's put up numbers for the past month. So, for those of you who rode out the storm with him, congrats. Number 11, BenJarvus Green-Ellis. Number 12, Matt Forte. Number 13, James Starks. James Starks has a very nice matchup this week. Giants, Packers are going to put a bunch of points on those guys. And James Starks has been getting 16-plus carries, rushing in the 70-yard ballpark. Look for him to find the end zone this week, as I like James Starks a lot for this week's running backs. Number 14, I'm lumping these two together, Marcel Reese and Run DMC. I'm not sure if McFadden's going to play. History tells me he's not going to, although he was seen running on the sidelines last week, getting a little bit of work in, not ready to get in on the field. Reese looked really good, though. Carried the ball a lot, caught the ball a lot, looked solid, and is a fantastic play if McFadden isn't in your lineup. Number 15, Steven Jackson. 16, Jamal Charles. Charles, the biggest wild card on this list. Kansas City's offense is horrendous. Will they run Charles 5 times, 15 times, 20 times? You're never sure with Kansas City. It feels like they don't ever go into a game with a game plan, and that's very scary for fantasy owners. Number 17, Michael Turner. 18, Ryan Matthews. You talk about a huge disappointment this year. Matthews was coming into this year a top 5 running back. Projected to do wonderful things and just hasn't lived up to the hype. 19, CJ Spiller. If this guy was the lone running back in Buffalo, he would be a top 10, top 12 play every single week. Spiller is a special player. But you throw Fred Jackson in the mix and sucks a bunch of value away from a guy like CJ Spiller. It's unfortunate, but that is the NFL we live in today. Number 20, Mikel LeSure, running very well, going up against a very tough defense though in the Texans. Look for LeSure to continue to get his 16 carries. He'll get production, and which is why he's in the top 20. He is a running back 2 and definitely a flex play for this week. 21, Ronnie Hillman. Here we go. Free agent hotbed right here. Willis McGahee out probably the entire fantasy season. Not probably, out the entire fantasy season. We're looking at Hillman being the guy. He's going to trade carries with Lance Ball, but for the most part, Ronnie Hillman's going to be the guy. So we'll see if he can take over the reins in Denver. Now everybody, don't get too excited. Willis McGahee didn't do anything special week in and week out. Denver is a pass-first team, as would any Peyton Manning team be. Peyton Manning wants to throw the ball. If they get in the red zone, he wants to throw the ball. So it's a nice pickup. It's nice to get a starting running back, but don't go crazy if you don't get this guy. Darren Sproles should return this week. I have him at 22. Talk about a tough matchup for that little man. He's not going to carry the ball against the 49ers, but he's going to catch the ball for you. Look for another 6 receptions. Darren Sproles will do what he does. 23, Jalen Parmalee. You guys want to pick up? Here we go. It looks like MJD will return not this week, but the following week, and the reins are Jalen Parmalee's this week. He ran well last week, and they used him a lot. For some reason, that Jaguar offense looked great with Chad Henne at the helm. They moved the ball against a very good defense. Parmalee ran the ball well. So, Parmalee, he's in rank number 23. So there we go. 24, Beanie Wells. It would appear he's back off the IR. Beanie Wells ready to get the carries. He's stepping in as the starter. So we'll see how the Cardinals use him. I'm not throwing him into the top 20, not going crazy with him just yet. I want to give him a game, see how Arizona uses him. 25, Ahmad Bradshaw, a sputtering Giants offense. We'll see if they go back to what they were doing before. Get Bradshaw carries and get him in the end zone. 26, Jonathan Dwyer. I have him ranked above Mendenhall because he's more productive. 27, Felix Jones. It looks like DeMarco Murray is icing his vagina one more week. It is ridiculous how long this guy milks an injury. But Felix Jones, you enjoy your horrible output again? I don't know. He looks horrible out there. He got lucky, saved fantasy owners' days by falling into an end zone. You do what you got to do. We're just waiting for DeMarco Murray to get back and be healthy. 28, Daniel Thomas. Looks like he's the guy in Miami, so I'm ranking him above Reggie Bush. 29, Bryce Brown. Looks like he's going to be the guy in Philly this week. That is, if LaShawn McCoy doesn't go. If McCoy's healthy, you put him probably in the same category as a guy like James Starks, so in the 14, 15, 16 range, running back 2 category. 30, Donald Brown. 31, Fred Jackson. 32, Mark Ingram. 33, Sean Green. I'm splitting it time with Reggie Bush as well. Sean Green, Reggie Bush, same value there. 34, Rashard Mendenhall. 35, Jonathan Stewart. 36, Chris Ivory. 37, Shane Vereen. 38, Vic Ballard. 39, Jacquizz Rodgers. 40, Daryl Richardson. And 41, Stevens Howling from Arizona. Last week I rated Stevens Howling extremely high. I believe 13th or 14th on the depth chart. How it changes in a matter of a week. Beanie Wells back, named the starter. Howling dropped into not being existent anymore. Wide receivers. This is where we make our money. Let's go. AJ Green, number 1, no-brainer. Calvin, number 2, coming on strong. Number 3, Roddy White, love his matchup. 4, Demaryius Thomas. 5, Reggie Wayne. 6, Brandon Marshall, always a top 10 guy. Got in the end zone last night, and Jason Campbell looked horrible. So get Cutler back, get more targets for Brandon Marshall. He'll continue his output. Number 7, Jordy Nelson. Kind of a letdown last week, but Giants secondary can't cover anybody. Look for a big day from Rodgers and the Packers receivers. Number 8, Julio Jones. Number 9, Randall Cobb. There we go. Packers receivers, plural. Cobb in the top 10 along with Jordy Nelson. Number 10, Marquise Colston. Number 11, Vincent Jackson. 12, Percy Harvin. The guy can do it all. He is lumped in the category of low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2. 13, Eric Decker, red zone monster. Number 14, Larry Fitz. 15, Wes Welker. Someone's going to have to pick up slack with Gronk gone. Welker is the guy. Fire it to him short. Welker, I love what this guy brings to the table. 16, Justin Blackmon. I might be going a little crazy with all these Jaguars, but Blackmon seemed to be Henny's favorite target. And why wouldn't he be? This guy had all the talent in the world coming into the NFL draft. His fantasy stock took a huge hit going to Jacksonville, but he finally found a quarterback, it looks like, that targets him and targets him often. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Blackmon, ranked number 16. Free agent pickup right there. If he's a free agent, go out there, make the move, get him. Danny Amendola, 17. 18. Denario Alexander. Holy man, he's come on strong the past 2 weeks. This guy is almost a must start in your lineup. Phillip Rivers finds him. Seven catches last week, 2 touchdowns. Gets a lot of targets. I'm loving him. He's a big receiver. Another free agent pickup. Pick him up. Number 19, Andre Johnson. I know he had a huge week last week, but again, the Texans spiel is we run the football. 20, Michael Crabtree. Starting to score touchdowns, and again, I love Colin Kaepernick. If he's the starting quarterback, everyone else's value goes up. 21, Miles Austin. Dallas has a great matchup this week. Hopefully Romo shows up and the Cowboys can do what they're supposed to do. 22, Victor Cruz. 23, Stevie Johnson. 24, T.Y. Hilton. I talked about him earlier in the football season. He now seems to be the clear-cut number 2. Andrew Luck loves this guy. Throws it to him early and often. And they have a very nice matchup. Receivers versus secondary. I love it. 25, Denarius Moore. 26, Cecil Shorts. Big play capabilities, and he just seems to always produce. 27, Dez Bryant. 28, Mike Williams. 29, Mike Wallace. All you Pittsburgh fans, I apologize, but with no quarterback, you take a huge hit. Number 30, Torrey Smith. 31, Hakeem Nicks. 32, Steve Smith. 33, Malcolm Floyd. 34, Anquan Bolden. Anquan Bolden's a tricky case. He's getting like 7 catches a game, teetering on the 80-yard mark a game, but finding pay dirt is killing his fantasy stock. What are you going to do with this guy? We're not sure. Golden Tate, 35. 36, Nate Washington. 37, Brian Hartline. Difficult matchup for Hartline. Let's see how he handles it. 38, Greg Little. 39, Deshaun Jackson. Again, lack of quarterback makes it very difficult for Eagle receivers. 40, Ryan Broyles. He is the number 2 in Detroit this week. Ryan Broyles should step in. Look for a 5-catch game, 60-yard mark, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him score a touchdown. 41, Kenny Britt. 42, Brandon Stokely. Peyton Manning loves this guy, and Stokely always seems to sneak a touchdown in. 43, James Jones. 44, Lance Moore. 45, Laurent Robinson. 46, Mohamed Sanu. Again, a rookie I talked about earlier in the year, Mohamed Sanu, looks to be the number 2 in Cincinnati, has another touchdown. I love this guy. Big receiver, line him up next to A.J. Green, and Cincinnati has some very scary weapons on their team. 47, Darius Hayward-Bay. 48, Gordon from Cleveland. 49, Sanders from Pittsburgh. 50, Andre Roberts. 51, Kendall Wright. 52, Jeremy Maclin. Thanks for boning us all over last week. 53, Brandon Gibson. 54, Donald Jones. 55, Brandon Lloyd. 56, Jeremy Curley. 57, Pierre Garcon. Some guys to keep an eye on. Plaxico Burress just got signed by Pittsburgh today. Again, no quarterback, but down the road. Plax, big, tall, red zone target, not a bad option. And Dwayne Bowe. Neck injury, we'll see if he's going to play. Again, follow me on Twitter, and I will let you know. Tight ends. All right, so those of you who had Rob Gronkowski, I'm included in this conversation. It's panic time. There is nobody out there other than Jimmy Graham who can compare to what Rob Gronkowski brought to the table at tight end. We aren't going to find a free agent that saves us or duplicates what Gronk can do. We need to maintain. What we need to do is dig deep, find a guy like Brandon Myers. Brandon Myers, a lot of targets. We're looking for guys that might find their way into the end zone. Mercedes Lewis. Chad Henne seemed to like him as well. Mercedes Lewis, a couple of years ago, had like 14 touchdowns. Look for Mercedes Lewis. Maybe his productivity will pick up. We need to take gambles here, okay? Colby Fleener coming back off injury, probably a free agent. These are guys that we're going to have to look to insert, hopefully get a touchdown. We're not going to get the 2-touchdown, 100-yard productivity out of them. We're looking at a guy who can give us 50 yards and hopefully a touchdown at our tight end position. Pickings are going to be slim. We're going to need our other guys to step up. But hopefully Gronk will be back. Championship game, before the championship game in your fantasy playoffs. Cross your fingers and let's hope medicine can do what it's supposed to do. Here we go. Jimmy Graham, number 1. There's no debate, no question mark, nothing with Gronk gone. So Graham, number 1. Jermaine Gresham, number 2. I really like his matchup. I think Gresham will get targeted. I look for a touchdown and 80 yards out of Gresham. Number 3, Tony Gonzalez. Another great matchup for a guy. Tampa D is not the best thing in the entire world. Gonzo should get his targets and should get in the end zone. Jason Witten. Number 5, Aaron Hernandez. I'm looking for him to step up and be huge for New England. All the talent in the world, no Gronkowski to throw to. Hernandez will be, if not the favorite target of Brady, he'll be one of the top 2 favorite targets for Tom Brady. Number 6, Owen Daniels. Number 7, Brandon Pettigrew. Number 8, Brandon Myers. Again, the guy I talked about. Number 9, Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis takes a huge bump in productivity with Colin Kaepernick at quarterback. Number 10, Greg Olsen. Number 11, Logan Paulson. This might be a guy that's on your free agent list. Paulson, for the Redskins, he gets about 4 catches a game, 5 catches a game. RG3 likes to throw to the check down. Paulson's not going to set the world on fire with his numbers, but it's a decent guy who will get you some catches. Mercedes Lewis, keep an eye on him. Kyle Rudolph, Antonio Gates, Dallas Clark. Dallas Clark, again, nothing flashy, but touchdowns in the 2 straight games. So keep an eye on the old wily veteran there. Dustin Keller, Heath Miller, good God, went from a top 5 tight end to absolutely non-existent. Thank you, quarterbacks in Pittsburgh. Scott Chandler, Ben Watson. I'm bunching Dwayne Allen and Kobe Fleener together. I'm not sure if Fleener's making his return this week. 21, Jermichael Finley. 22, Jared Cook. Your defensive pleasures. Here we go. I'm doing 15 and then the rest. So, Denver, number 1. They get after the quarterback and Kansas City sucks. Number 2, the Texans. Good luck blocking J.J. Watt, Detroit Lions defense. Or offensive line. It's tough. Texans are going to get after you. Look for them to sack the quarterback. And Stafford to rush a few throws. Number 3, Chicago. They should get after Ponder, and he'll make some dumb choices. Number 4, Seattle. Tannehill's interception prone. They have big cornerbacks. I love what their D brings to the table. Number 5, Arizona Cardinals. They're sack happy. They get after quarterbacks. Maybe make you make a few mistakes this week. Patriots, number 6. They play Mark Sanchez. Number 7, Green Bay. They have explosive players. In the kick return game, they have some strong corners. No Clay Matthews, but Packers will make do. Number 8, 49ers. They hit you hard. They're going up against a very tough offense this week, but 49ers, that's what San Fran's built on, is a strong defense. Number 9, Washington Redskins. Always a question mark with Tony Romo. Number 10, Pittsburgh. Stop the run, you stop Cleveland. And Pittsburgh is going to focus all their attention on stopping Trent Richardson. The Ravens. Phillip Rivers will throw the ball directly to them. He's known for that. He's money for that. So the Ravens will get a few interceptions. Carolina. Nick Foles, you didn't look very good. It's not getting any better, especially if a backup running back's in there. Rams, they are much better than they're given credit for. Cincinnati, 50 throws a game by Carson Palmer. There will be some mistakes in there. Vikings, we all know the Bears line couldn't block myself and 4 of you. So let's go. Vikings will get some sacks. And Philly versus Carolina, Cam Newton making dumb choices. Philly's part of the rest group, but they're the best of the rest. The rest, we got the Lions, Texans. Texans are going to score. Dallas, Washington. The Jets taking on the Patriots. Patriots should put up 50 on them. Titans, Jaguars. Titans-Jaguars is interesting because we all know the Jaguars usually aren't very good. Henne looked really good. Let's see if he can duplicate that performance. Bills, Colts, I don't like either of them. Cleveland taking on Pitt. Cleveland taking on Pitt again. Cleveland is really good against the run. They're going to come up and punch you in the mouth. Pittsburgh's going to have to run the ball because of their quarterback situation. I don't like Oakland or Kansas City on D. Atlanta versus Tampa. Tampa's offense has looked too good. And Tampa's D. Obviously, Atlanta's got a very strong offense. And the rest of the way, I mean, Saints, 49ers, Giants, Green Bay. You don't want to mess with Green Bay's offense. And Saints D is not that great. All right, there we go, Spud Nation. Week 12. I hope you all got the information you need. Those are the rankings. Any questions, comments, concerns? You know how to find me. Facebook, Twitter, with my handle, @TheSportsCoach. My email, Craig@thesportscoach.com. Anywhere you need me, I'm here to answer your questions. Good luck. Week 12, get the W, and do your thing, Spud Nation. Have a great Thanksgiving. See ya.